Today I'm going to show you how to install the Volquartsen lightweight THM tension barrel on the M&P15-22. Now this barrel's got a carbon fiber sleeve and it's tensioned inside the sleeve at both ends. There's pressure applied at each end, so it's kind of stretching that narrow portion in between that you can't see. So we'll see how it goes into the M&P and then we'll take a look. First thing we have to do is get the M&P ready. I've taken the lower off it, taken the bolt and charging handle out, front sights off. Now we got to pop out this little plug for the fore end, then we can get the fore end of the barrel off. And to get this little plug out, it's got tabs right here. So I'm going to push these tabs in with a couple of punches. A pin will work, anything you got laying around, screwdriver. Once you get that loose, it just pulls off. Now we got to get to work. We got to loosen up our flash suppressor. Now, we do not have a fixture to hold this gun that I've found anyway, but I put it in a padded vise and I've got it to where the Picatinny rail on the fore end is going to take the load when I torque on this flash suppressor. So let's see what happens. It wasn't even that tight. So that's good. And I see they've got a crush washer on there, but it hasn't been crushed, so yeah, that's reasonable. Pop that off. Now we're ready to loosen up the barrel. And to do that, we need the barrel wrench. And this is a very specific wrench to the M&P. It's got these little teeth right here that bite into your barrel nut. So we slide it over the barrel and rotate it till it engages. We feel it engage. Then we take our handy dandy wrench and let's see what happens when we put some torque on this. Again, not bad at all. It's only a 22, so you wouldn't think you'd need a whole lot of torque on it. So now we start undoing this. And as you'll notice, these are really fine threads here. So bear with me while I crank on this. Put one hand back on the receiver because it's going to come loose here at some point. Just keep pulling it away and keep turning the wrench. Almost to the end. There it comes. And there's our assembly. Now the funny part about the M&P15-22 is the barrel goes in and out the back. So out with the old standard barrel, in with the new, the tension Volquartsen barrel. So we'll slide this in place, make sure that the ejector is facing on the left side of the receiver. It'll line up there. Get that in place. The threads are exposed now. Now we can put it through the fore end. Just leave it set up like it was. Marry the upper and the fore end together. And we'll put our wrench in. And once we get the teeth to engage, there we go. Now hold tension on the barrel here because there's nothing holding it in place right now as you push in on the wrench. And patiently turn it and turn it and turn it. I never did count the number of threads, but there are a lot of them. So there's a lot of revolutions on this wrench. All right, finally snugged up by hand. So now we take our wrench again. But before we do that, remember we're going to rotate this the other way. So back off on your vise, rotate it around so the Picatinny rail on top is resting against the opposite jaw. So it'll counter that rotation. And then put the wrench on here. And remember about how much pressure you had taking it off. That's all we want putting it back on. Okay. Now that we've got the barrel in place, pull out the wrench Now the Volquartsen barrel doesn't need this plug in place. The plug doesn't fit over it. And whether or not you use a flash suppressor is up to you. I'm going to leave it just with the thread protector on because I like the look. So now all we have to do is take our components and put the gun back together. There's your complete upper with your new tension barrel. And I'll get the lower. It's really a tight fit. I can see why these things are so accurate. Check to make sure the bolt closes all the way it should. And once we put the sight back on, we're ready for test fire. Thanks for watching. See you next time.